Arena Football 1 continues its surge of growth, as the league officially announced on Wednesday that the Oceanside Bombers will join the lineup for the 2026 season. The Bombers, who will call Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California home, become the league's newest addition, as the AF1 looks to expand its footprint across the West Coast. The arena is already home to the IFL's San Diego Strike Force, whose presence has helped spark renewed interest in bringing arena football to the Southern California area, setting the stage for the Bombers' arrival.
It's certainly a choice. I'm not sure if it's ever been done before in the past where I guess rival leagues are sharing the same smallish city, potentially the same venue. How all that's going to work out, it's like, man, right when you think the script writers run out of storylines, they come up with another one that's going to be extremely intriguing to look at. When you look at the AF1, when you look at the spectacle of the rebound nets, I think that's going to capture some attention where you walk into the arena and even if you've never been before, you see these giant rebound nets on each side. You're like, what is happening right now? So I think I see a lot of folks, they say, oh, this town's an arena football town. This town's an indoor football town. I don't really buy into that too much. I think different people have their different flavors, and that's okay. But I think initially the Strike Force are going to have that edge because they've been there. The game translates a little bit more to the outdoor game that people already know and love. But the spectacle of the rebound net, there's just something about it with what the AF1's doing. So it's going to be very interesting to see this time next year when we're looking back on the 2026 season. What are the takeaways and who won round one, so to speak, of this head-to-head battle?
If you kind of look at everything works geographically. Okay, as you kind of see things, you can't have a bunch one side of the U.S. and a few to the other side of the U.S. Things just don't work out, and we all know how that is. So this group that came to Jerry and was looking at, putting this team in and everything, then the first thing people are going to say, oh, well, the San Diego Strike Force are out there. Okay. Well, as we all know, you have the Chargers, you have the Rams, you have the Giants, you have the Jets, you can make it in a market. It's two totally different games, and everything. And we felt like this group coming in, playing at the Front Wave Arena was a great opportunity for us to showplace geographically where we needed to.
For 2026, the AF1 will feature a blend of familiar faces and fresh competition. 4 teams return from last season: the Washington Wolfpack, Oregon Lightning, Nashville Cats, and the Albany Firebirds, forming the core of the league. They will now be joined by 4 expansion franchises, which include the Beaumont Renegades, Kentucky Barrels, Minnesota Monsters, and the newly announced Oceanside Bombers. With new teams rising on both the West Coast and East Coast, the league's national footprint is expanding faster than ever. But that's not all. More announcements and surprises could be on the horizon before the 2026 schedule officially drops. Director of Football Operations Gary Compton noted that the 2026 regular season is planned to be 12 weeks, with a 6-team playoff structure set to decide the next Arena Crown champion. He also added that a new TV and streaming deal is currently still in development, saying that the goal is accessibility, hinting that fans should not expect a paywall to watch games next season.
I think that's one thing that separates us is we're not going to go to a paywall. I mean, we don't think it's fair, right? These fans do enough and everything else, so we want to keep that. We're working with a couple of locals, okay, streaming people and all of that. We had Vice, that we did the, with the game of the week as well. So they're finishing up, a couple different partners with that and everything. But yeah, ours will not be behind a paywall that you got to pay to watch.
And while 4 expansion teams have already been announced, the league's 2026 expansion window may not yet be closed for the offseason, leaving open the possibility of one more market being added before the 2026 season schedule officially drops by the end of the month.
Schedule should be out by the end of the month, obviously, because, Oceanside just got announced today. And still waiting possibly on something else. You never say never, right? We're still working. The clock is closing, obviously. I mean, and everybody knows that. With that, we're hoping, to maybe see another one. With this, and everybody will talk about, the expansion and all the teams you bring in. Well, we lost Salina and Southwest Kansas, okay, because they wanted to go to, what was more geographical travel for them. But look what we brought in. I mean, like you said, Kentucky. And I go back to every press conference, and I've been at all of them except today's. Every press conference that we've had has been a home run there. From Kentucky to Beaumont, to Minnesota, and all of those. The excitement of people seeing what it's about and what these teams are going to. You look at it, Beaumont, they were the champions in their league, right? They wanted to move to something else. Minnesota was a champion in their league. They wanted to move to something else. If you look at it, we have 3 champions in our league right now. They're from different leagues and everything else. But it just goes to show you what the AF1 is about, and people want to come to this and get a taste of it because it's the greatest indoor game that there is.
With the Oceanside Bombers now officially in the fold, AF1 enters 2026 with momentum, national reach, and a growing list of storylines still unfolding. As the league finalizes its broadcast plans and prepares for what could be a massive undertaking, Oceanside's arrival marks a defining step in the AF1's continued evolution. More announcements are expected soon as the league moves closer to what promises to be an exciting new chapter. Reporting for Trey Sports, I'm Sam Valenti. Have a golden day!